toggle button.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm cummed. And welcome back to episode 23 of the Hexperts Battletech podcast. I've found them all. I've got them all back. We've got all the guys here tonight. And this week we're going to be talking about the adventures in the land of the Emerald Isles, or basically what's been going on in the Battletech Irish Nationals 2025. And this episode, your hosts are myself, Lewis. We got Tom over there.
I'm back!
Where have you been? We got Nathan in his special chair.
Been silenced.
We've been silenced. We've got to tape his mouth up. And we got Dom. He's also got a special chair, I suppose.
I've been cancelled.
I've been cancelled. I'm surprised you haven't.
Tom was actually, he was part of the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
Yeah,
and,
I've got a new Netflix special coming out with the thumbnail is me, but with my mouth taped up saying, they don't like me for this one.
Well, I thought you were going to go with your Groot thing you've been doing this week.
Whoa.
What? No, you're doing his Vin Diesel impressions.
Group thing.
Thing.
We said group thing.
Okay, we're going to move on. Anyway, so this week we're going to be talking about what happened in the Battletech Irish Nationals. It should have been a bit earlier than this because it happened quite a while ago now, but I haven't been able to pin everyone down for quite a while. I think everyone's been busy. Some of us have been kidnapped. Most like Tom.
Allegedly, I'd just like to say allegedly kidnapped.
We'll say.
Look, luckily, someone hasn't been around their house and instead it's in Germany, so the basement door has been left open slightly. It's been left ajar.
Oh, is that why it was open this morning?
Yeah, it's in Germany.
Wow.
Anyway, so
what Nate's actually missing out is the fact that in 10 years' time, all three of us are going to be telling the story of how we each individually called Tom's captor in Osama bin Laden SEAL Team 6-esque fashion.
Anyway, let's talk about some hobby. So, Dom, what have you been up to recently for your hobby? What Battletech stuff have you been doing?
I found out that Randall Bills has a pink beard at the moment. That's
Is that the amount of hobby you've done?
Yeah, he looks like he's been. It looks like he's in disguise. To be honest,
it's a different character because he's got a pink beard.
Yeah, he's looks like a character creator. Anyway, so what have I been up to?
His name's Brandon Gills.
Brandon Gills.
Brandon Gills.
Yeah, he's a fish man. I've been playing Marvel Crisis Protocol.
What a surprise.
I've been playing Marvel Crisis Protocol, painting Marvel Crisis Protocol.
What?
But also I've been busy because I've been playing lots of games because I'm trying to get prepared for an event soon. It's a themed event, so in the manner of my typical behaviour, I'd like to make sure that I am pulling my weight, and I don't have a scale, so who knows how much that is.
Well, I wouldn't like to comment, Dom. Anyway, if that's you all done, then Dom, let's move across to Nathan. Nathan, what have you been up to?
God, I have been tearing apart my bedroom. That's the amount of hobby that I've been doing. I've got a new mic stand. I got a new what are they called? Drawers? Yeah, drawers. I got a new set of drawers, which I've now condensed 2 drawers into 1 drawer. But I haven't been bothered to move. I haven't been bothered to move the drawer out my room, so I've got like 5 drawers clogging up the entirety. And I bricked my computer and lost all the YouTube stuff.
Yes, it makes sense as to why the Hexperts have been so busy over the past few weeks. Nathan had some new drawers.
I also bricked my computer and lost all the YouTube stuff. So now I've had to get all the YouTube stuff back.
Oh,
Thank you, Battletech 6. I do appreciate it.
Battlefield 6, not Battletech 6. That's not out yet.
Yeah, if that was out now, it'd still be 6 months for us to get it. Yeah, I've also been drooling over the very small glimpses of aces that we've got.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just imagining Nathan's in his room like a sim who doesn't know how to sell the drawers. He's got 2 minutes locked in. He's just complaining. Just pissing himself because he can't get out.
The Hexperts, welcome.
Yeah.
That's just reminding me of like the you know the CG singer for Jabba's Palace.
Yeah.
You mean the famed singer Joe Yowza?
Joe Yowza.
I hate how 10 minutes ago you said I don't watch Star Wars but can recite the name of the singer from Star Wars CG remaster.
When that scene came on, it did say Yowzas.
Well, it's Joe Yowza, and then obviously
That's weird though. I've only ever watched Star Wars Episode 3. I've watched it through once on VHS, and that was without the special edition, so I only know the original version of it. I've never watched Episode 3 or Episode 6. Technically. Yeah, but I've never watched Episode 6 all the way through with all the added CGI of Joe Rogan.
You've never seen Size Noodles.
I hate that you know all the characters.
What, and Droopy McCall?
Stop now. Let's move on to you. Then Tom, what hobby have you been up to?
They're actual people. What do you want me to say?
Everyone knows Max Rebo's jizz band.
Oh no, Max Rebo is still there.
Yeah, we love Max Rebo. He's classic.
Oh my! I'll be honest. I've been very, very busy with work, but outside of work, I've been doing a bit of a different hobby. So I've been painting a bunch of stuff for Necromunda because I've been playing some of that, which I've been finding really fun. But I'm also painting up.
Thanks for the invite.
I literally invited everyone, and then I also painting up something for a game called Bushido, which is a fun little skirmish game that I'm doing with Mike, Kel Surprise, and we're going to an event later this month.
Sounds like something a Korean would play.
Which army are you going for in Bushido?
I'm doing Imperials, so they are.
Oh no, not is it set late samurai era?
Yeah, but also I will say,
you peasants.
No, whilst you might be like, oh, Imperials. That might make sense because it's Bushido. There are also loads of like things from Japanese mythology in there as well. So one of the factions is just all bird people. So I would say,
can I play Tanukis?
Yeah, 100%.
Can I fight people with the power of really stretchy foreskin?
Yeah.
It's not. It's
oh
not.
My
it's
God,
not.
I need to get in there.
It's not foreskins. I thought it was.
It's foreskin.
You should know. It's your whole thing.
What do you mean? It's my whole thing.
Your mouth.
Sorry. I feel.
Oh,
did you once doesn't mean that you can start spreading rumors.
You didn't listen to the mailbag episode. We went through how it works.
There are Tanukis BTW. Just as an aside.
Very happy.
It's very fun. It's a fun little one. I've been playing some games with Mike, but yeah, it's just another one of those little skirmish games that I've picked up, and I'm just enjoying.
Yeah, cool. Is that your hobby all done then, Tom?
Yeah. I've just kind of been all over the place. It's just been like when you're just like doing a load of work, and then you're like, oh Jesus, I've actually just been spending.
Tom actually has to do work for once.
Yeah,
it's
like some work.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on for Tom. Hardworking man that he is now. So,
I hate all of you. I hate all of you.
So yeah,
all I imagine is Tom in like Levi's, and he's like, my cowl is blue, but our neck is red.
I mean, how do you know? How do you know?
Tom's always wearing the Levi's. Anyway, Myself, anyway, just to round it all up, I have unsurprisingly been painting more Horus Heresy Ultramarines, slowly one marine a night. I've now got some Saturnine Terminators.
I mean, to be fair, you say slowly one marine a night, but you've outpainted all of us combined.
No, I don't know about Dom. Dom paints faster than me, but slowly getting there.
Welcome to the Hexperts. We're a Battletech podcast where none of us do anything to do with Battletech.
No. I keep finding Cougar battle mechs in all my boxes. I don't know why there is so many Cougar battle mechs.
That's not the only Cougar we keep finding. But,
Anyway,
sorry, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Wow,
Luce, you sound like the Timor Republic over here. I just can't stop finding cougars. There's so many of them. They've just left them everywhere.
So I would say you can probably see some of this stuff on the Hexperts Battletech Instagram, but I have not been posting stuff on there. So
we're just really dropping the ball recently, boys.
We do need to paint some mechs so we can put them on there. Really,
yeah, we need to actually do some Battletech. I don't know what's happened.
I blame Tom. I think it's probably
I blame all of us. We're in this together. It's a joint effort. We should all be chipping in.
And also
not playing Necromunda.
And also tariffs. Tariffs are a problem as well. Tariffs are Tom's fault as well.
Yeah. I was directly on the phone to Trump, being like, put the tariffs up 7%.
7,000%. Anyway, so if that's all the hobby, let's move on to some news. There is some news, not crazy, man. Not like last time when there was like reams of news. There's just there's a bit of news. Battletech Gothic is hitting shelves in the UK slowly. I think it's mostly people that don't use the UK distribution methods have it on their shelves. But if you'd like to get it from, obviously not in the UK, get Sci-Fi Trader, I think have it in. I'm sure Fortress have it in. And I think Leisure Games have them in at the moment. I know locally the shop can order them in, but I don't know when we'll get them from Asmodee, but I think it's
What do you think about Gothic anyway? How about you, Dom? What do you think about it?
I think it's an abomination.
There's abominations in it.
Yeah?
It's an abomination. I hate it. It's wrong.
That's fair.
But
yeah, if you want more information about the universe of Battletech Gothic, we already have an episode on it. I think it's like 13 or is it 6?
It's not 6. It's
one of them.
Between 6 and 13.
Nathan, you know when you're going to plug something?
It's between 6 and 7.
It says the name on
Hans.
it. Yeah.
Does Hans.
But yeah, but
when you're about to plug something, Nathan, you should probably know what it is you plug.
It's fine. It's close enough. But yeah, we might have a bit more to say about it when we get our hands on it. I hear good things listening to other podcasts talking about the box is okay, that it's quite fun. The abominations operate similar to battle armor in Classic, but they can do melee attacks as well, that's what I've heard. So it's a bit of fun.
To correct myself, it's episode 5.
Episode 5. Ooh.
Whoa, that's early. That's early on.
It's early on.
That's very early.
That's how long we've been waiting.
We used to be consistent back then.
No. Cool. So hopefully we'll see it soon. I think there's the Gothic boxes and the Gothic salvage boxes are coming to the UK. I think I don't know how long we've got to wait for the Abomination packs if they're on their way.
I'll be honest, that's the only thing that I'm really interested in.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to wait about 6-7 months, give or take.
I think we will do. 6, 7. God. But yeah, I think the US, I can't remember if we mentioned it last time, have got their 21st Centauri Lancers coming out to Barnes & Noble, so it's going to be a very long time before we see them officially.
Mm-hmm.
Buy them from Fortress Miniatures and Games if they've got them.
They probably do. But also, I found out that, talking of Gothic, that the 21st Centauri Lancers are the 21st Centauri Butchers. Oh, that's some useless information for you.
Oh, that's so cool. The real question people want to know is, where does Gallus fit into this whole...
I haven't heard about where Gallus is. You have to send...
Well, no, Nathan, if you look at the map, I do believe Gallus is completely and utterly dead.
They're probably
No.
They're part of the what they call the marauding hordes or something outside in the periphery, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
They're probably
Gallus
out there.
pirates.
They probably just have horns on their helmets, and that's about it.
What about the Gallus Dragoons, also known as Sea Fox or Diamond Shark? How are they faring?
We don't know. They might not even be around. I don't know if they've gone that far into it. But yeah, that's pretty much all we know for Gothic at the moment. Other news is that Essen, I think, is it finished now, or is it still happening, or it's kind of that it's happening or has happened?
It's still got 15 minutes.
The last day was today.
Last day was today.
Yeah. So it's at time recording about 15 minutes before the halls close. So
if you want to go,
you better travel back in time.
Go do it. But yeah, so is Essen Spiel? So is it in Essen or is it?
It's Spiel in Essen.
It's in Spiel.
It's in Spiel. Fantastic. So yeah, there's a very big show. I think there's like 200,000 people go. So I don't know if it's the biggest convention for like war games.
It is. I think it is the biggest convention in the world.
I don't think that's true.
Which one's bigger, Tom?
PAX?
Not sure.
Which one? There's a lot of PAX.
Whichever one's bigger, east or west.
Whichever's the biggest one of them. Yeah,
whichever one. Which was the biggest?
But yeah, I think it's up there with being. It's a lot bigger than I thought. That I realised it was, which is cool. But talking of Battletech news, Catalyst were there. They don't always come to every European convention. Cough, cough, sad times. They were there. They were there with Aces for Sale and also the two new Cretan Lances and a bunch of the other stock that we haven't seen, such as the turrets. We love the turrets and other models. There's a bunch of fun stuff happening there. And there was a printed, reposed atlas for the paint and takes that people were loving. Some people were a bit upset they couldn't get their hands on it, but it's just it's just
what's the different posing on it though?
It's the mech. It's the pose for the atlas on the front cover of the BattleTech Universe book, if I remember correctly. But
okay.
I think basically the artists can use those models for like artwork, and it just obviously exists in that pose, and they've been able to use that as a kind of prize, not prize. It's like a paint to take. It's like a nice thing for people to come and use.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a nice pose, to be honest. It looks pretty cool.
It's like stalking forwards.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see the atlas in something that's not just kind of slowly trundling forwards. I know that some of you don't like the jumping atlas that we saw not long ago, but it's nice to see the atlas in something a bit more dynamic.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I should probably say the jumping atlas. I don't have any like grief with the jumping atlas because that makes it sound like I hate it and that I don't think the person that did it did a good job. I just think it looks a bit silly. Whereas I think this is like it conveys weight very well in the pose, and it makes it look like a really heavy machine.
You heard it here first, folks. Tom does not think Atlas will be balling. Atlas is balling, and then it's just him dunking and falling Atlas.
Tom, when he's off the stream, just talks about that jumping Atlas and just gets so mad. And I think he's punched his wall talking about it. He won't let it go. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all.
Lies, deceptions.
I think that's pretty much all the news. I think.
I know. I saw Guerrero joke in this economy.
Yeah. Look where I am. Events as well. There's not too many events that I can see at the moment, mostly because I steal all Mike's events. I don't think he's updated them yet. So I have had a little look around to see if I can find any more.
This is just not on list.
I'll try my best.
Shout out to Mike. We love Mike.
Mike from Talisman Periphery. He's done a new episode recently.
Friend of the podcast.
I don't know if he'd.
Mike.
I don't know if he'd.
Not enemy of the podcast, Mike, but friend of the podcast.
I don't know if Mike would say he's a friend of the podcast, but we'd like to pretend he is. I don't know if we want to be associated with this reprobands. I don't know.
Oh, that's fair. We are. We are a bit naughty
boys. Anyway, some events that are going on the 1st of November. There's an Alpha Strike demo day at Finchley, London. It's TwinCon. I don't know much more than that. Just if you're around there, I think there's a convention going on and there's some demos and stuff you can go and participate in if you're around. 2nd of November, there's a weekly Battletech kind of classic campaign day running down
nice
on United Cards in Corby. So that's cool. On the 15th of November, there is the Warfare Wargames show. That's at the Farnborough International Exhibition Centre. I think there's some Battletech stuff going on there. I forgot to write it down. But I think there's demos and participation events from what I remember for that one.
That's quite a lot of Southern Battletech, it does seem.
I think there is northern stuff going on. It's just that they're not always.
Where's the Midland stuff? I feel like we.
Yeah, where is the Midlands Battletech event happening in Coventry? Where's that?
We're not going to actually figure out the timings and get it sorted. I need to make Tom do all the rules for me as well because I can't bother to write much.
Oh, I will. If you want, if you would be interested in playing in an event in Coventry, United Kingdom, just for clarification,
not the planet Coventry,
or some bumfuck middle of nowhere US place called Coventry.
If you're interested, just send suspicious packages to Tom's home address. Once we get enough of them, we will say, okay, it's time to do an event.
Yeah, once I feel sufficiently threatened, I will agree.
Okay, and we're going to put Tom's address in the show notes as well if we want to get them sent across to him.
Cool, that's excellent. Thank you very much. Anything but anthrax is preferable.
But yes, and lastly, events. There's an event on the 6th of November. It's Operation Bulldog, 500 PV per player at Ponders End United Reformed Church, run by the Enfield Gamers. I'm sure there's more events going on, but like if you do have anything you want us to shout out, or if you don't want us to shout it out, let me know as well. That you don't want us to be associated with this.
Well, actually, the last thing I want.
Yeah, do not put our name in your mouths. Slap.
Put my name in your mouths. Just saying. I'm okay with it.
Anyway, so I think that's pretty much all the kind of hobby news roundup. So we're going to go to a little break, and then we're going to come back with our
Yes, we will.
Our main segment talking about all the fun in Ireland with the boys. All right, catch you guys on the flip side. And we're back with the main segment. This episode, we're going to be talking about the Irish Nationals and how the event went, getting there, doing the event, maybe getting back, and everything in between. So, obviously, the Irish Nationals. It's been a while since it's happened now, but it's a nice little recap. So, what prompted you guys to want to go across to the Irish Nationals, guys? If you've listened to previous episodes, you might have an idea, but you're going to go through what?
For me, it's pretty simple. First off, I've never been to Ireland before. This is the first time I've ever been to Ireland. And it's not that far away, but I've just never had a reason. Never had people who were willing to go. But finally, I had a chance to coax Tom into travelling with me and we could go to Ireland. So I took the first opportunity and said, yes, I will. And the second one is because, as you might know, we talked to Plastic Crack Gaming, good old Dwayne.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, you'll be welcome, dear, if you come here. I was like, hell yeah. I'm completely down to go. What about you, Tom?
To be fair, I'm in a similar boat, actually. So it was one of those ones where, obviously, it's something that it would be fun to do, but it's not maybe something you'd want to go on your own to do. So when Nathan propositioned me, as he always does, and said that we should go and play, I thought, you know what?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the only time you propositioned me, but the only time you propositioned me in the wargaming space. I thought, you know what? Why not? Why not go and enjoy ourselves and just have a little bit of fun? So we decided to bugger off and play a little bit of Battletech in Ireland.
Cool. So obviously decided to go. So the event itself it was a 1-day event, wasn't it?
Yep.
One day
starting at 9, ending at 8 o'clock-ish, so almost 11 hours of Battletech or Battletech related things.
We'll come back to that in a second, but the event itself was obviously you pre-selected certain mechs for your matches, didn't you? So
how it worked is that it was part of the open competitive format. in which out of 6 rosters, you pick one of those rosters for each different round, and you play against people who've been given the exact same rosters. Now, these mechs can be themed rosters, they can be just randomly thrown out there, but usually it consisted of either having one mech appear in half the rosters, and then a choice of 3 different mechs, or it would just be completely random for each selection.
Cool. So you got those lists ahead of time, so you could
and we had to put our
preferences,
choices in.
So,
because what was really good is that all we required for the entire event is just to bring our mechs. Everything else was provided for, which was quite nice.
Cool. So obviously you've gone through and had a look. So I assume you had some games beforehand to try out different mechs to see how.
We tried 2 of the games.
So we had.
Yeah. Go on, Tom. Go on.
Well, we had a conversation. We didn't actually play that many games because we had a conversation and we came to the realization that we both agreed on pretty much what the unanimously best mechs were. And I don't know whether that's to do with just how we play or just, kind of. I think potentially because of our the local meta, some mechs sort of stood out to us more. But we kind of agreed. So we played a couple of games and sort of just went like, oh yeah, the things that we thought were good are good.
Yeah, that seems fair. So you got some idea of what you wanted to take. Like you said, you only need to take a couple of mechs with you across to Ireland. And so for the trip across, was it expensive to go across? Is the accommodation expensive or is it reasonable to...
So flying, it was about £70 per flight, so about 140 overall. We had to do really small bags.
Yeah.
And also we had to pack very lightly, so
that's
no, I'm joking. We had to we could only have 7 kilograms, I believe it was, for the bags. And that was because we're on prop aircrafts. That's right. They use island hopping aircrafts to get us from Birmingham to Ireland because they count it as an internal flight. Weirdly,
it's quite a distance, but I suppose it makes sense. So you couldn't take too much with you, but so £130 not too bad for the trips. The accommodation
and our accommodation, it was a right amount.
It was expensive.
We were pretty much on the river going through the middle of Dublin.
Yeah,
but it was £500, I think.
Bloody hell.
It was a relatively small apartment, but that was for the 3 days that we were there. Friday
I was about to say, that was for both of us.
Oh,
so
yes.
I would say,
For 3 days, and is that split across, that's that 500 for both of you, so 250 each for 3 days.
Yeah,
that's not
still a bit painful.
It is, but it's not excessive for where you were. I was thinking £500 kind of each was kind of, well,
also,
where did you go?
I think you've got to understand that it's a capital city at the end of the day, even though it might not be kind of where you traditionally think of, but all capital cities are expensive.
Yep.
That's just kind of the truth of it. So actually, I didn't think it was too bad.
No, it didn't sound too bad really for flying across the ocean and staying in the capital of Ireland. It sounds relatively not too bad. So is there anything you'd change on maybe where you'd stay or the flights or anything, or you think that's probably, if you went again, that's what you'd use?
I'd definitely just use the exact same flights. I just hope it was a bit less windy on the way back, but we'll talk about that in a bit, won't we? Oh dear. But yeah. So Lewis, do you want us to just go through our whole experience of it?
Well, do you want to go through the pre-event, because you've obviously got your trip across a little bit, how that went, and obviously you've gone for 3 days, so you there pre and post the event, haven't you?
Our flight was about 1 o'clock, wasn't it? 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, 1 in the afternoon. Yeah.
So we both met up at the mightiest airport, Birmingham International.
Yeah.
At about 10 o'clock. And then we actually went on a monorail. I've never been on a monorail, but they got a monorail at the station to the airport. So we went on that. It was a bit chilly in there, according to Tom at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh my God, it's a dream, but it's got one rail. And my mind was blown. And then we managed to get through security, but not too fast, obviously. No, we both got stopped by security.
What for?
So for me, it was because I had a small bottle of like face cleanser.
Yeah.
Because as you know, I'm a hygienic man. I like to look after my skin.
Yes, the smoothest
very true.
face, the smoothest cheeks.
What did you get stopped, Tom?
Oh, they just thought I was a terrorist.
It's probably true.
You do have the look, to be fair.
It's fair, you know. I'm not gonna deny that. I do look like it.
I agree. So yeah, once we finally made it through, I made it through a bit sooner, and I thought that Tom got in before me. So I was like a confused, lost little dog. I was like, "Where's Tom? Where's Tom?" And then I finally just decided to sit down in Spoons because I believe it's one of the only airports with the Weatherspoons in it. And to be fair, even though it is a bit more because it's in an airport, so they can kind of fleece you of all your money, it wasn't too bad. Tom finally got out of being cavity searched, and
yeah,
and we decided to have some food.
Yeah, so I still haven't recovered.
So you didn't need to put your mechs up there, Tom. You didn't.
It was necessary. They were going to try and take them off me, so I just straight up.
Yeah. Tom described it to me like cocktail sausages down the Grand Canyon. But anyway, let's continue. So so I had a large English breakfast, and I also had a breakfast muffin as a light snack. I think Tom just had a breakfast, and we had the most important thing that you need while flying.
What's that?
Pre-flight bevies. You know, a cheeky little beer. So I went a bit heavy. I went for a nice Leffe.
Yeah.
I think Tom also followed me on the Leffe, which I don't know if that was the best decision.
I'll be honest, this was the start of the end.
10
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
So I was so I already was prepared for the sight of our plane. I already knew that it was going to be a bit of a smaller plane. So as we walked down, they had a look at our golden chariot.
Yeah.
And it was a cheeky little twin prop plane, which I believe freaked out Tom a bit, didn't it?
I was not ready for I was not ready for that. At this point I thought I've never flown on a prop plane before. So I was under the impression that we were going to
jet engines.
We were going to have like proper modern 21st century jet engines, yeah. And then it was shown to me that we were not, and I was rather unhappy.
All of Tom's friends were saying that he was going to die on the flight over, weren't they?
Oh yeah, that was true.
Supposed to be like, what the fuck is this? And everyone was like, oh, you're dead. Oh, rip.
Yeah, to be fair, it was they were not very helpful. They did not make me feel good.
No. So we went into the gate, and before they let us onto the plane, they kept us in like a stairway, which I could only describe as having like the atmosphere of like an imperial like starship. Episode 7 Star Wars, where you got Finn in like the hangar ready to deploy on like that harmless village, like where it's like flashing red. It's like beep beep. That's like it literally was flashing red, and it's just beeping like really loud as well.
I'm not sure. Not sure this is how you're supposed to take a plane. I don't know what you two have been doing.
Tom, go on, you got to remember that. You got to remember.
I do. I like all it needed was like a woo woo woo, and then it would have been like I was just on a Star Destroyer.
Okay, so you've raided the Star Destroyer. You've got on the plane.
Well, the plane ride was actually really nice. Believe I got some drinks on the way there, but the thing is, I was just enjoying the view really because it was a nice sunny day. You could see everything outside the plane.
Yeah,
and it's just like even watching the sea, seeing all like the little freighters just bobbing about is very satisfying.
Cool.
Now, I can't say much about this flight because I almost immediately do what I do on every single flight that I go on, which is I hit the honk shoe me.
Nathan's sitting there wide-eyed and enjoying it, and you're just sleeping next to him.
Yeah, man, I was asleep.
Cool.
100%. Apparently, the flight attendant coming down the middle bumped into me once or twice because I was like
Just
hanging.
didn't feel it.
Yeah. Because I'm incapable. I sleep so heavily.
He's like a dead body when he sleeps. Anyway, so you got across the.
We finally got across, yeah, and we made it out. And here comes the first of many stinkers on this trip that Tom has committed.
Oh no!
Hence the name of the episode. Tom has a stinker because he does indeed have a stinker.
I had more than one.
So what we do is that we decide, you know what, we're going to get the bus into town. We've got a bit of time before we have to go to our apartment to get the key. So what we're going to do is get the bus into town, have a little jolly about. So we go to get the bus, and Tom's like, oh, you know what, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to pay for the bus. Beep. Rejected. Go again. Beep. Declined. What? So I pay for it. And we get on the bus, and I'm like, that's really weird. Yeah, it's really weird. So as we're driving, for some reason, the closer we get to Dublin, the worse the weather starts getting. It just starts pissing it down, you know, grey clouds everywhere. We finally get out, and the sky does open up, but it opens up both sunny and starts pissing it down. So we do the only sensible thing British people do, which is run to the nearest pub.
Yep.
In which Tom is like, you know what, you pay for the bus. That's fair enough. I'll pay for the pints.
Yeah.
Beep. Declined. Beep. Declined. And then he checked his card, and it turned out he brought an expired card with him.
Tom sent no money.
Tom,
No. This makes it sound like for the whole trip I didn't have any money. I did. I managed to get the deets of my new card and then add it onto my phone. Thank God, so I could actually spend stuff while I was in Ireland. But this was the first of multiple mistakes that I made. To be fair, it kind of just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, so once he finally got his car sorted, it was time to go to our apartment, which we managed to locate pretty easily.
Yeah,
and after that, we chilled out for the apartment bit, and then we're like, we need food, we need to eat something. So I've been seeing, because I always do a bunch of, mainly it's just like TikToking really, but it's just like I'll Google, I'll look at maps, I'll look at reviews, I'll find food places. So we decided to go and get some pizza. Now, where did we get pizza, Tom?
A pizza place that I can't remember the name of.
Surprised it wasn't Weatherspoons.
No, I don't think it was Weatherspoons.
What was it called, Nathan?
I can't remember. Give me a second.
Was it supposed to be like a bit? I don't.
It's Bambino's. It's a place called Bambino's. So we go there, and I'm walking through, and my ears start to perk up. I'm like, what's this? What's this weird thing I can hear? It's American accents, because almost every other person in Dublin we found out was American, which is a bit insane, isn't it?
It was rather unsettling. I was sad.
We get there and we realise this is absolutely like an extremely touristy place, this pizza shop. But we still went in.
Yankee Doodle Dandy Central.
Yeah, we both had 2 slices of pizza and a can and had a good time. And then went to a pub. We had a chat with some of the locals, and they were like, oh yeah, you should actually go. This place is really good to go. These rows of like bars are good to go. So, okay. And then went into, was it the Fuzzy Lemon? I think it was.
Now, I'm gonna interject here and say that you're gonna have to lead this conversation, because from this point onwards, my recollection gets a little bit hazy, and foreshadowing is a literary device.
So, are we going to talk about the results? Am I okay to talk about the results of the night? You think? In vaguer terms, then what actually is? Yeah.
Well, the long and short of it is,
let's start first by just saying we started going to quite a few. Went through a couple of pubs. We met up with someone who was actually local, and they were like, "These are the places you want to go." We listened to some live music. Tom ran into some Germans and put on his best German Tom voice, talking to them.
I absolutely. To be fair, it was the worst. I don't want to recall that.
I think he very, very, very much liked the daughter who was out with her mom and grandma.
Yeah, it was not the best time to be putting on some game.
Can we can we hear a bit of your German Tom? Can we hear a bit of German Tom?
No, because that's only.
So I went.
Oh my god!
And then after that, I went over here, and
I do just want to say I was very drunk at this point.
Just imagine on a pixel, if people know who he is. It's like a really poor impression of him. So after that, the pub that we went to, which was just outside of town, I believe it's called Jackrabbit.
Yes,
it connected to a club. So you got to remember, we started drinking at 10, and it's 11 o'clock at the time. So we go in there, have a few more drinks, have a little boogie, and then it gets to about 1 o'clock. And as it goes 1 o'clock, I look around and I go, "Where's Tom?"
Oh no!
so I'm like, "Where has Tom ended up?" And after about half an hour of searching, I go, "Tom's grown up. He can make it back on his own." So I go back. I pop my head into Temple Bar, and it looked exactly as I imagined Temple Bar would look. And I got pizza, and I went to bed. And Tom, what happened? What was your POV of it?
I'm not built with the same stuff Nathan is. I was very ill. Let's just say it did not. Yeah. What was in did not stay in. It was not my finest moment.
No.
But that's something that I have to take forward, knowing that it is physically impossible for me to go drink for drink with Nathan, because he's like, you know when like in the 1800s where people did like phrenology and they were like convinced that people were different based on like skulls. I'm convinced that Nathan's stature is slightly. I don't understand what it is, but he's impressively built to consume alcohol, and I'm just not. I'm not the same.
He's a fantasy dwarf.
He is. So I was very ill, and it did cause some problems.
Absolutely did, which we will somewhat get onto, except for some details which I've been asked to not include in this recounting.
You're making it sound a lot worse than it is.
Yeah, I am making it sound a lot worse, to be honest. But no, so I woke up and I was like, it is game time. It is time to go. I had myself a nice little walk about town. I had a shower. I had myself a Mackey's. And then I got in the Uber and I headed over to the Carlton Hotel, I believe it was, which is right outside of Dublin Airport.
Yeah.
In which I was met by friend of the podcast, Dwayne, as well as some listeners, actually, and some of the other lads who were absolutely great. And also friend of the podcast, Arthur, who works on the demo team.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, shall we cut back to how Tom's doing at this point?
I'm fine for my life. Is the genuine answer.
Super. Well,
unfortunately, due to completely foreseen, and completely within my control circumstances, I was unable to join the event in the morning. This was due to a continual lack of judgment.
He pulled out the Logan Paul apology.
And I just want to say to my fans, I'm sorry, and I'm working on myself.
However, it actually worked out quite well, because there was someone else who wasn't able to come because they had an emergency at home. I think a massive leak in the roof and that to fix like on the day before they could show up. So
It's probably Tom
we
falling through
settled
the roof.
So
should we do you want to pop to a break before we chat about the event itself, or you got a bit more?
We'll pop to a break and then I'll talk about the overall event.
Super duper. Right.
So yeah, see you in a bit.
Catch you on the flip side. And we're back with Your Tech and Law Tech with Nathan. Take it away.
So, today's Your Tech and Law Tech has to do with something truly special, truly blessed upon these halls, Guinness. That good liquid black stuff that goes down your throat. I made it sound so much worse than it is. But did you know that Guinness is actually still around in the Battletech age? Because their factory, they've had a lease that lasts, I believe, 7,000 years that are signed in the 1800s, from what I remember. But yeah, so they appear in Battletech, like a lot of companies like Ford, Toyota, Mitsubishi. But instead of making mech parts, they actually just sponsor mech teams. They're actually one of the biggest sponsors over in Solaris 7, and they have their own stables called the South Sphere Stouters. As you'd imagine, they're all dressed up in the black and, well, ruby, as they call it, but the black and gold of Guinness. And as of 3151, they are currently the top contenders to win the championship on Solaris. So what do you think about that? Guinness are around and they sponsor a mech team.
Lewis?
That sounds pretty sus. I think that is a Your Tech, which, if you've not listened to before, means I think Nathan is talking lies.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Dom?
Tom's probably asleep.
Oh, we got some movement. What about you, Tom? What do you think?
I'm pretty sure that this is a Your Tech because I was there when we learned this on the Guinness tour.
And Tom is also there when I talked about doing this exact Your Tech. It is indeed a Your Tech. There's no such thing as Guinness in the future. Ugh.
Don't be silly.
But
No one wants to
They
drink
do
that.
actually have a lease. They do actually have a lease.
Yeah, they have a lease that's about 9,000 years old. So technically, I mean, as long as Amaris hasn't wiped it off or Comstar, they're still there. They're still around.
Everyone's drinking Timbucky Dark now, anyway. That's what
Well,
they're called.
not everyone.
No, everyone.
Lewis. It's a very. It's meant
Lewis,
to be a very.
inside, it's time for Guinness, as they say on their posters.
Okay. Well,
But all I'm saying is that I do want to see you guys on the podcast, on whatever social media platform you have, atting us with your painted South Sphere Stouters with a nice black colouring to them, and either a golden harp or the cycling fish from one of their adverts or the toucan. I want to see
are
it.
you going to make one, Nathan? You got to do at least one.
I have to do it now. I really do.
If we all do one, we can do a lance.
Exactly. We just need to convince Dom to do it. That's the.
We can make Dom do all of them because Dom actually can paint.
Yeah, that's been this week's Your Tech or Law Tech.
Super duper.
Thank you very much, Nathan.
So you did.
Should we have a? Oh, sorry. Go on, Lewis.
So you didn't beat us this week, then, Nathan. Well, you kind of beat Dom because Dom's died. You beat Dom by default, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't really count though. I hope he wakes up for
the mailbag,
like Warrior later. Deportivo like Warrior.
I'm gonna watch the
the Venezuelan Premier League. Yeah, but yeah, how about we go for a small little break and then I talk about not only the tournament but the rest of our stay.
Ooh, cool.
The rest of our stay in Ireland.
Okay, well, we'll catch you on the flip side. And we're back after the break. And we're back with the second part of our main segment, actually talking about the event over for the Irish Nationals. Nathan, what happened?
So, the event was held at the Carlton Hotel, as I said, which was a very nice hotel. I mean, it had a little bar, it had a little restaurant bit, but the main venue, when I entered, it had the best thing possibly playing on the TV. The Battletech animated TV show. Obviously on silent.
That's cool.
But
you didn't tell me about that.
But no, the hotel was kind enough to give us free water. So there's about 30 bottles of water, which obviously I didn't drink much of. I was too busy drinking Guinness to be drinking water. Yeah, and then on the right side as you entered, there's also a shop, which is run by Plastic Crack Gaming, and it had all the lovely products that we still don't have on shelves in the UK now, such as all of the different vehicles, and it also had quite a lot of the Iron Wind metals. It had quite a lot of Iron Wind metal miniatures, and one of the other players, who is if I remember correctly, a Hawaiian who's living in Italy, like working in Italy, who's then came over to be in the tournament, was also doing patches. He was selling different military patches for different aircraft, which were really cool, which I ended up getting because I also work on military aircraft, and it turned out that one of the military aircraft I work on, there was a patch for it. But yeah, we got in and then had a chat with some of the lads. I said hi to Arthur and said hi to Dwayne, and everyone was like, where's Tom? Where's Tom at? And I was like, he's a bit unwell, so he's not going to be it. Which, as I've said, all worked out fine, and everyone was matched up, everyone was paired up, and we got into the first game. So before we go into the games, I just want to talk about how this format works. So how it works is that it's Swiss pairing after the first game, and you get points, and these points are scored for how much damage you do to a mech, not by individual points, because that would like individual armor pips, because that would take ages. But how it works is that each mech is worth roughly 50 points. In one of the rounds, they offset it, so one's worth 45, one's worth 5. And for each limb you destroy, or if you destroy the mech, you'll get a percentage of the overall points that mech is worth. So if I took off like 2 legs and an arm, it'd be worth 75%. But if I got a headshot, it'd be worth 100 or even 110 as like a bonus point type thing. Well, it'd be worth 50 because they're both 50, but you know what I mean. So depending on how much damage you did was the percentage of the points for that mech that you got back. So as I said before, all of these games, we'd already pre-selected our 4 different rosters for the games. And in the first one, I picked the Hostel. So the choices were a Lament 2R, which was 3-4, a Mortis 1A, which was 3-3, Anzu J72, which was a 2-4, a Prefect 1R, which was 2-5, a Thunderbolt, which was 3-3, and the Hostel, which was a 2-3. So I had the Hostel, and I was playing against a lovely fella called Shorsha, who was using the Prefect. And the game just consisted of us running each other, just firing off weapons. And then on one of the turns, I managed to make him take a PSR. Oh no, I got through crit to his engine, and he also had to suffer a PSR, which made him fall over on a 4. So he rolled a 3. And in the games, each of you had an edge token, which was given as a physical token, which meant you could make 1 roll of 2d6 be re-rolled per game. That meant yours, that meant your opponent's, but, well, it would be quite effective if you remember to do it. And this time, he chose to do it on this roll not to fall over. So he rolled it, got a 3, and he rolled it again, and he got a 2. Oh. So he ended up just landing on his torso, stripping off most of the armour, and I went in and critted it, giving me 100% of the points for an engine kill, which was 50 of them.
This round was just 1-on-1s, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Super.
First round, 1v1.
Yeah, cool.
Great time.
Cool. And say, from the list you was talking about earlier, I think I'd be definitely going for the Thunderbolt. I'll do the Thunderbolt.
It was objectively the best choice.
So the Ostal, he had 2 large X-pulse lasers, 2 medium X-pulse lasers, and 2 ER small lasers. While the Thunderbolt, he had a rotary AC5 with targeting computer, 3 ER medium lasers with targeting computer, a Shriek SRM6, and a Guardian ECM.
Oh, is this the NIAS version?
It might be.
Sounds like it.
But the Prefect is what he used, which was a heavy PPC, a snub-nosed, and 2 ER mediums.
It's pretty good as well.
It is quite good, but I managed to just out damage him. And this was before the playtest rules were out, so I couldn't really step to the side and just focus on torso. It was really good grouping on my half.
Lucky. Cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's just luck.
cool. So is that game 1?
Yeah.
Cool. So,
So-
was that quite quick? This obviously, was that quite
Yeah,
early on? So did you have some time after that? I'm guessing.
Well, a lot of the games that I played managed to be over quite quickly, either because I got smashed or I smashed them.
Nathan
But-
just murders people.
Yeah, it's very rough. I do end up just like taking people out this game. This event, I did do some damage. I did well. I did okay, I think. I didn't do horribly, at least. But yeah, I went to the bar. I got a drink. Shocking. And I had a chat with some of the lads. So, round 2 was, let me get the name of the roundup. The round was called With Apologies to Ichiro Itano, which I'm not aware of the lore significance of that, but I'm guessing it's a Draconis guy who got absolutely murked by mechs with rocket launchers, because that was what the second round was all about. Each of these mechs were the rocket launcher variant of the mechs. So me and Tom had already played this, and we had a really good strategy going into it, which was don't spaff all your rockets at once and shut down. But do you know what I did?
Oh no!
And like literally, I said this to, I was playing against Patrick or Podrick, I think that's how you pronounce it. And I literally said to it, I was like, in the next game, just don't spaff your missiles and you'll be fine. And then we ended up drawing against each other. I was running the Ostrock 4C, which was a 2-3, and the Catapult H2, which was a 3-4. And against me was another Ostrock 4C, which was a 3-4. So it's a bit higher in piloting and gunnery. But he also had a Jaeger mech JM6H, which was a 3-3. So all of these had a metric fuck ton of rocket launchers on them. Like the Catapult has 8 rocket launcher 20s, I think, which is just insane. But if you don't know how rocket launchers work, they're a 1 use and they're +1 to hit. So they're hard to hit with, and it's a use and dump, pretty much, fire and forget. And I had the plan, go in there and slowly dish off the rockets throughout the entire game until he's low enough that I can finally do a decisive strike and go in. And as soon as I put my miniatures on the board, I threw that right out the window. First turn, ran straight up. He got his rockets out the way and fired most of them. Not enough to shut down. But, well, I did get hit by quite a lot of the attacks. And then I was like, I'm finally close enough. I'm going to smash the big red button, and I fired everything. And I did pretty much nothing to his mechs, even though I hit.
Oh, Nathan.
My mech shut down. So what followed was just me slowly walking back, retreating with my mechs, and just getting picked apart until it was just my last mech with 1 mech in front of me and 1 mech above. And right before dying, he managed to hit the Jaeger with a double gyro, and then he just got gunned down as well. So with with him taking out both of mine and me being able to skim the armor off one of his mechs and destroy one of them, I got 60 points out of the 100 that I was able to. and I mainly lost points on not getting any of the limbs blown off or any of the crit slots on the Ostrock. So yeah, what do you think about that?
I think you should have followed the damn plan.
I think I should have followed the damn plan.
Sounds like you
So,
should have
yeah.
followed that plan.
it would have worked quite well, but this
We had a decisive strategy, and Nathan just went,
isn't.
"Ooh, what if I don't follow it?"
Yeah.
And was surprised when
Okay.
it didn't work.
So, how about we cut back and see how Tom's doing at this current point in the day?
I'm still fighting for my life. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I did ring up and message to check up on him throughout the day, and people were both worried and confused about where the whereabouts of Tom was. But he's safe. He's a safe boy. He's good.
Not more so than Tom.
Yeah, the person that was most confused about where they were was me. No, I was just suffering from the consequences of my actions.
So about then was lunchtime. So a lot of them had meals actually at the restaurant in there, which I decided, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna go to Burger King instead. Because it was like 20 quid for a burger there, or it's like a tenner in euros for a Burger King burger. So I just walked down to Burger King, which a lot of the other people did as well. So we just had our lunch, and then I had a chat with Dwayne. I actually ran into some of the people who listen to the podcast. Shout out to all of you. It was lovely meeting you all. It really was. And then we got on to the third round. So the third round, we finally got the best mechs, the clan mechs. That's right. Finally got our clans out. So in this one, I was playing against Gary Jackson, who, if I'm remembering correctly, is the main guy in charge of the Gathering in Limerick. Shout out to them. They're one of the bigger Battletech scenes in Ireland, from what I could get. So
I feel like they might be the biggest.
I think so. But
we're not measuring. It's fine.
there's quite a lot. The lads from Limerick who came over to play, and this guy, he's been in the hobby since the birth of the battle mech. Pretty much, he's been there on the front lines fighting a good fight for Battletech, and
since it was only 30-25.
Yeah, since the good old days when there wasn't any of these mechs, any of these omni mechs.
ER large lasers. What's that?
ER large What's pulse? What is a pulse? I don't know what a pulse is. But yeah, so I had the Black Python 4 and the Highlander 2C. The Black Python was a 3-4 and the Highlander was a 4-4. And do you know what Gary had?
Well,
exactly the same.
It must be a good choice then.
So,
it was the best choice.
Spoiler alert, he did go on to win the event, which might clue you into how this game's going to go.
Uh-oh.
So, he placed both his mechs in the middle. I decided to split my mechs up with the Highlander on the left and the Black Python on the right. And all I did is try and stay out of firing lines with both my mechs and try and pick off his mechs, which I managed to do. The Black Python had 2 heavy large lasers, so slightly hard to hit, but they're like 15, 16 damage. So first couple of turns was just Black Python, like Highlanders slowly trundling up the board, while the Black Python was hiding from his Highlander and taking shots at his Black Python. Now that continued for about 3 turns until I pretty much had his Black Python right on the ropes. Like I was that far away from destroying it. And then my Highlander finally joined the battle. And guess who jumped right next to him on a level higher? His Highlander.
Yeah.
So my Highlander, completely fresh. His mech's a bit beaten up, like about 2 or 3 turns away from dying. And there was this little event going on with that round, which was, I don't think it had like a little catchy name, but it was pretty much the Desgra Award. It's whoever killed someone with melee first. No, whoever landed melee first.
Yeah.
Won I think it was a Smoke Jag smug So after hearing that, he decided, I'm going to kick your Highlander.
Yep.
So he rolled it. Oh no, I missed. He used his edge token and re-rolled it. And this is where I had a shitter for once. Tom's currently 2 down the bog, and I'm racing behind him with 1. And I didn't make him re-roll the location of the kick. And you know where that kick went? Straight in the head.
Yeah.
Now, in my panic and confusion of trying to get this Highlander away from my precious little baby boy, who's also a Highlander, I decided to just fire everything I had from the Black Python into the Highlander. And you know what happened?
Well,
the Highlander didn't fall over, and my mech overheated, shut down, and fell over from shooting. So next turn, he didn't even roll the dice. So he's already kicked my head off, won the mug, and then he made it fall over. And because the Black Python has a targeting computer, he just went, well, I'm just going to target your torso with everything. Good game. And just, yeah, just a good game. Not even rolled the dice for it. And you know what? I respect it. That is a boss move. But yeah, he was a great lad about it though. The game ended quick, but he was like, I do feel bad for. It was really lucky on my part for beating the Highlander, so I'll buy you a pint. So I had a pint, and I did my favourite hobby, which I've also been indulging in today, and watched Wolves lose. It was to Newcastle at that point, and I commented on how annoying it is that, like, if you're in the north of Ireland, 3:00, no football, drive 15 minutes down the road over the border to the pub, you can watch any 3:00 game. It's absolute madness. But yeah, had some pints, had a nice chat with Gary, and then it was quite a bit of time till round 4. So I think about now, this is when Tom finally joined the fray.
It emerges from his.
This is correct. Yeah, I much like Nosferatu, I rose from the grave.
Did you throw it back freaky style?
I need to bounce on it.
You need to bounce on it.
Crazy style. No, I didn't, unfortunately, but I did turn up and say hello to the peeps, physically be present. Unfortunately, it was a little bit late in the day for me to join, so I took I actually took Nathan's. He took
a role as the scheming eunuch, helping me out.
I did, yeah. I took the cup chair.
Also,
the scheming eunuch.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention one of the most important details. We had shirts.
Oh, yes, we did.
Hexpert shirts that were designed by me. The full shebang. I ordered them, and if you want one, just let me know, and I'll fix the design. We'll put it onto a shop, and everyone will have a great time repping the merch. But yeah, if you ever see me or Tom or Lewis or Dom when I order their shirts in the future, an event, we'll most likely be wearing a Hexpert shirt.
If you're still wearing your shirt, if you're still wearing your shirt by that point,
yeah, there is a potential that we won't be. But if we are, and you haven't found us at the after party orgy, it probably will be the Hexpert shirt.
So yes, the next round 4, was the penultimate one, and I was playing against Evan Duna, believe it was, who was a lovely lad, and the round was called Autocannons. So what that was is one mech with like 2 mechs of autocannons and the rest with like a bunch of lasers and PPCs for some reason. I mean, they were somewhat themed, but they also weren't themed. Like the first one was called just a bunch of 65 tonners, and there was one 65 tonner in the roster. But yeah, so autocannons. So I thought this round is autocannons, so it's a lot of mechs going slow and shooting. And me and Tom, we played it. And Tom, what do you think of this round? We didn't play against each other, but we have played in the past. What did you think of the setup for the round?
It's about as clear cut as you can get. There was a specific choice that was the correct one, which I believe you chose.
Of course, I did.
Yeah, you basically if you had the AC-20s, you probably were gonna win.
We spotted it straight away and was like, this is literally the best setup. And then I tried to be op 4 and play different setups and they just did not match up at all.
Literally
Because
your ass kicked.
they were all like, let's go over what I picked. I picked the Pillager 1N and the Thunderbolt 5D. And by just saying those two, if you're familiar with Battletech, you'll know that this was a very, very slow round, at least movement-wise. So my opponent, fair play to him, he picked the Devastator and Warhammer. I believe it was the Warhammer 60, which is the 2 PPCs, and then the Devastator 1D, which is the 2 autocannon 10s. But I picked the Thunderbolt with an AC-20, and I picked the Pillager with an AC-20. And all I did is walk towards him, and when you have 3 AC-20s shoot at you, you don't survive. You just get reduced to just atoms. You know, like the crime baby versus nuclear bomb. That's literally what that was. The one
It's
option.
literally atomic bomb versus coffin baby. Yeah.
like the AI generated picture of the baby where he's mad at his soot. And he's like, oh, that was his mechs when I was shooting 60 damage into it. So yeah, I wiped out his mechs and got full points, the full shebang, which is quite good. And yeah, that was all my games. 1 win, 1 drawish, 1 loss, and then another win. And I got, if I remember correctly, 14th?
You got 12.
12th, yeah.
Well,
So that's right. I am the 12th best Battletech player in Ireland. Sadly, I couldn't be the English champion of Ireland, but that'll just have to come next time.
Hopefully next time. So yeah.
But yeah, so after that was the award ceremony. Shorsha won Best Painted with his, I believe it was an Arctic Fox. That was in a very nice blue scheme. There's also a Jumping Atlas as well, which I really liked. I decided to put my mech, which I painted in the Hexpert colours up. It was the Gladiator, which, to be fair, I found out the Gladiator is quite a nasty little mech.
Yeah, he's pretty mean.
Good,
I don't think there's a bad one, is there, really?
Nah, I like to use the most advanced one because it's like,
He's got triple strength armor and stuff on that one.
TSM.
So Gary won, as I said. It was close between him and I can't remember his name. Lorcan, that's it.
Yeah.
It was like 316 points, like 321, something like that. So it was like dead, like to the last minute. I technically was Kingmaker because he booted my head off.
Yeah. Whereas if that hadn't happened in your game, then it would have been
a bit different. I still wouldn't have won, I don't think, but the pointing was a lot lower than I thought. I thought it was going to be like in the 400s-ish.
Yeah.
But it turns out that everyone actually had pretty decent game, which I was quite happy about. There's no one who just like sucked it
no one
the
got
entire
no
time.
points. Got 0 points.
So yeah, he got
there
the
was
big
actually
speech, and then,
there was actually someone that got 0 points.
It was you.
Oh,
It was me.
it's you. It was just me the entire time.
And the man whose roof fell in.
So
Yeah, I'm not gonna play on him because that is unfortunate.
yeah, it's a better reasoning.
So I heard you.
Yeah, there's a nice award ceremony,
Yeah.
and then now me and Tom were both confused at this point, but we hear Dwayne go, and for the group that's travelled the furthest distance, the Hexperts come up here. I was like, what? And it's like, it's us? We get something? So he gave us the best gift one of the best gifts anyone could get anyone, full stop. Whether it be your son, whether it be your wife, whether it be, I already said your kids, but your kids, your parents,
Yeah.
anything. He gave us a lance of Urban Mechs,
Yes.
which Tom was so happy in getting because he loves the Urban Mech. And I did say it's one of the best because the Urban Mech Lamb is on the same level as it is an Urban Mech.
I hate them.
Have you painted some of yours up yet, Nathan?
No, I haven't got around to it, but they will be painted soon. I've been using them. I've used the MRM 31, which was interesting at least.
I think that's why I think you painted. You mentioned them recently. I was like,
I hope that Dwayne like very personally gave Tom the mechs because he seemed very happy handing them over. He had a bit of a cheeky grin.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He knows what's going on here.
I've just got to say thank you for him for running the event. It was a really nice event. Thank you for the prizes, though we did have people from further out, so it didn't seem
rigged. It's rigged.
We were as surprised. We were as surprised as anyone else. I think he's the long and short of it.
But we do obviously appreciate it, and for you running it, and for running the shop as well. And yeah, it was just an amazing event. But it was 8:00, and you might be shocked from hearing me talk for hours on the podcast, but I sometimes struggle with social energy, let's say. I get very tired out talking to people. So we got the Uber back into town, and the plan was I'll have a little honk shoe me for an hour. We'll get up, we'll get some food, and we'll get back on the town because, you're only in Ireland once. Well, at least the first time you go, you're only in Ireland once. So I speak to Tom. Tom says, okay, I'll put an alarm on for 1 hour, and then I'll fall asleep. And suddenly, I open my eyes, and I'm like, it feels a bit longer than that. I check my phone, and very brightly staring me in the face is 4:00.
Oh yeah, you missed that then.
So 7 hours later. So Tom, can you explain to the fans what happened?
What am I explaining?
You didn't wake him up.
You didn't wake me up.
You just left him asleep. That boy needs a nap. I'm going to leave him there.
So Nathan is misrepresenting what occurred. What occurred was Nathan went, I'm going to have a nap. We'll go out in like an hour and a half. And I went, yeah, cool, sounds good. And then I went to my room to have a nap because I was still quite tired from being horrifically hungover. And I thought Nathan was going to set an alarm for himself. And then when he was ready, I'd get up and go with him. And then the time came and went, and I fell asleep too.
Yes, but you did have an alarm. Well, from what you said, you did have an alarm. It did go off, and then you just asked me to honk shoe. Which, to be fair, I did need the honk shoe. I was just trying to force it because I'm an enjoyer of alcohol and an enjoyer of going out and spending copious amounts of money. So
yeah, no, it was one of the ones where I think it was just a little bit of
miscommunication,
miscommunication, so, and then we went.
Sunday, I woke up and I decided I'm going to make the most of it. So I went out into Dublin town at 4:00 like a weirdo. Who walks around a town at 4:00? This guy.
Is this when you were sending me pictures on that WhatsApp?
I got myself a pack of potatoes and I went for a walk. I went to the castle. I went to St. Patrick's Cathedral, but it was a bit dark, so I couldn't really see it. And I got back when Tom was just waking up at the crack of dawn at 7:00. I had a lovely picture on a bridge, which, funnily, I found out my mate who also went to Dublin literally got the exact same photo on the exact same bridge, pointing the exact same direction. Like, literally, we're just looking at the phones. There's no difference. Like, what the fuck?
Could you imagine going around at 4:00 in the morning and there's just a little fantasy dwarf running around in the dark? They're going to chase you down. They're going to be after you. They're going to be after you, cold Nathan.
Well, it is Ireland, so they should expect leprechauns to be about, shouldn't they?
That is true.
So we woke up and it's like game plan. We got 5:00, we fly off, which means we got some hours to go out and explore the city because we couldn't really do much touristy stuff between drinking and playing Battletech. So first off, we decided breakfast. No, this is where the heated debate comes in. What's better? What is better? The English the full English breakfast or the full Irish breakfast. So we went to Temple Bar to try and figure that out, to answer that important question. Went to a place called the Stage Store Cafe, ran by a lovely bloke. And I was like, can we get 2 Irish breakfasts? Now, Tom, I want you to give us a review on the Irish breakfast.
Well, I thought they were quite nice. I like an Irish breakfast. Do I think they're as good as the English breakfast? No, I'm gonna have to say no, because as a resident of the West Midlands and genuine lover of blood, I really enjoy black pudding.
There was a black pudding with it.
Was it? Oh, there was white as well, wasn't there? Oh,
yeah. So here's the thing.
It's been too long. I don't remember.
A full English breakfast is
difference
for those who are in weird and unusual places which don't have such delicacies. It's sausage, bacon, maybe a hash brown sometimes, but beans, grilled tomato or mushroom, I should say, and some buttered toast. Now, a full Irish, oh yeah, black pudding as well, that's important.
That.
But a full Irish is sausage, bacon, a hash brown sometimes, grilled tomato and mushroom. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's literally the same, except for one thing, white pudding.
I quite liked it.
I did, but I have one thing to say.
Yeah.
It's just Billy Bear ham. A white pudding is just Billy Bear ham. You know, Dom, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know Billy Bear ham, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gone. Tom, you know Billy Bear ham.
I am aware of what a Billy Bear ham is. Yes.
No,
Dom's been gone for quite a while.
those are from the British Islands. Just imagine ham, but somehow through the emulsifying of the flesh of the hog, they shaped it so when it's cut, the visage of a bear appears on the ham.
Would it be?
I think it's quite nice.
Is it equivalent to bologna?
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like the clown bologna that they get in America.
Yeah,
which might be, yeah. So I would say full English beats it all day, every day.
But it's 95% the same.
We're getting cancelled. We're getting cancelled. Oh no, they're coming for us. They're coming for us.
You.
Just I want leprechauns like SEAL Team 6 smash me my windows and take me hostage.
You say that, but you've got 10 minutes.
So yeah. Next, we went to the Guinness Storehouse. So how about you take it away for the Guinness Storehouse, Tom?
So we thought that actually going to the Guinness Storehouse would be quite nice. I think that we wanted to do something a little bit touristy, but also whilst also having a little bit of fun. So we went to the storehouse and got a tour, which I thought was really good. Now I'm not sure if you would agree, Nathan.
He doesn't agree. He's so angry.
Well, I was about to say I thought it was really good, but you might not agree.
Oh no, I've really enjoyed it. So it's located in the area of Dublin called St. John's, was it?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Near to where the hospital is. So we went there and it's kind of like any kind of brewery tour. You know, you go around where it's made. But the entire storehouse is in the shape of like the interior where it's not structured is in the shape of a pint glass. Which they said it would take like a billion pints to fill it up. And there's multiple different levels to it. So the first one was talking about how they get all the hops and barley. So they had like a massive field of just like fake wheat or barley, you know. And then this really cool little like water decoration where like the water would drop in the shapes of stuff. Like it'd be a beer glass, it would talk about how much water it takes to brew some stuff. And then next level was it the beer tasting after? Oh no.
Yeah, it was the
making of it, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there was the Ponzi beer tasting thing.
Yeah, so we had like a guide through how the beer how the sausage was made, let's say. And also a little bit on coopering, which I weirdly found fascinating. Now, the only time I've ever heard of coopering was Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where there's the barrel museum episode where they go to like a barrel museum, and I was like, oh, that's silly. But you know what? I was actually engrossed watching a man build a barrel. And then it was the tasting, in which we had to get all the aromas. They had like these dishes where they were just shooting out fumes, and I could have spent all day in there just sniffing like beer, ether. Yeah, it smelled so good. Oh my god, it was like coffee. It was almost coffee-like. So then the next floor was the advertising. And now I've always seen these Guinness advertisements where they got like the toucan and that, and I've never known where they're from. But they had like an entire theatre of all the different commercials throughout the years that they've done. Like all the way from like the 50s and that, when they were first doing proper TV adverts. And they had a bunch of massive props for all the different characters. So there was this very menacing kangaroo, which reminded me of the Killaroo. There was a cycling fish.
Oh, there was. Yes, there was.
There was a poster of a knight, which is my spirit animal, in which it said opening time is Guinness time, because it is.
For some people.
And then we finally got to the top floor. The floor below it's like 5th floor's just like the different restaurants they have there, which, I'll be honest, I would go back and go to one of those restaurants because it does seem interesting.
Yeah, I think if we weren't on a timeline, we would have gone.
Mm-hmm. So we went there and went to the top, and I enjoyed a fine glass of Guinness straight from the source. And you know what I think?
What?
It tastes exactly the same as it does at home. People always say Guinness tastes 1,000 times better in Dublin, but I genuinely think that's just a coping mechanism to make you feel more justified in going to Dublin, which you don't need any justification. It's a lovely city.
I think it's because there's probably no children have fallen in the Guinness River today. That's probably why the taste doesn't taste much better.
Well, the children had the taste, Lewis.
you got the Guinness and
it's like how you season your car with a scent of hot dog by locking them in there when it's warm.
No. This is lies, fake news.
We're not.
So
when no. No.
The dog is alive and she's over there. I can see it. She's fine.
It's not your dog, obviously.
I mean, not for long, Lewis.
Anyway.
You kidnap people's dogs and then you put them into the hot car. But yeah, continuing on. So as I mentioned before, I did a bit of scouting in the morning. I did a bit of a walk around, and I decided we need to go to 2 places.
Yep.
The first, which was recommended, is Supermax. Now, Supermax sounds like McDonald's, but it isn't. It's a guy whose last name was McDonald.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to make my own burger store, which uses all Irish ingredients. And it's like, oh, that's a great idea. And then McDonald's sued him. They sued him. And you know what? They lost. They cannot copyright the Big Mac because Supermax and Ireland beat them in court. And we both had a burger and we had curry chips, cheesy curry chips. You know what? It was it was a bit weird because
I have trivia about this.
You just woke up to Supermax.
Supermax, Dom, gone.
Do you know who represented them in court?
The OJ Simpson lawyer, wasn't it?
No.
Was it?
But
was it?
No, but good guess.
Oh.
It was Mr. Keir Starmer.
No.
Who did he represent?
The goodies. The goodies. The goodies. He did it for free as well.
And that was the last time he represented the goodies. Anyway, so
oh dear.
We had some lovely chips, and we headed to a place which was the world's smallest pub, and it is quite literally, it's tiny. The entire entrance is one doorway.
It was so small.
How wide the pub, and it's so small that it was shut on Sundays for some reason. It was like Sunday's the day of rest or something mad. But yeah, it's
they kept waffling on about the Sabbath.
If you ever go, it's like a road down from the Freemasons building, which I did randomly walk like find, not walk into, obviously.
Nathan was like, "Yo, what's up?"
I don't know the secret knocks and the handshakes and the
Hand jobs.
passwords and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So it was like 2:00 then. We decided to have one last pint and then get back home. And we got to the airport and we were delayed.
More than once.
More than once. Did you?
So
how many times did you get
originally-
checked? How many times did Tom get cavity searched this time?
Well,
Did you put
the people at the airport did it once, and then Nathan decided to give it a crack. And so,
we just got to be safe. You just got to be safe, you know.
apart from me being very sore, it was all right.
Sore and a smile on his face, we entered the Dublin airport, which we decided to Uber to this time to save time because we needed to get to the flight on time, which was totally on time. And we constantly got the message of weather disturbances. And as we were hearing about these weather disturbances, we looked outside to a beautiful sunny day. So we decided to go to the little bar bit, have a few more drinks. Well, I had a few more drinks. I think you was on the cokes, weren't you, Tom?
I was still feeling a little bit worse for wear, and I thought I was of the opinion that actually I should probably
not before you fly.
I should probably tone it down.
So we were delayed, and then we were delayed, and then we were delayed. So in their wisdom, our airline decided to give us £4 in compensation for the delay, which we could only use at one place on a non-alcoholic drink.
I was about to say it was the worst shit ever.
I loaded up on potatoes. I got I think it was the Cornados. It's like these cheesy. They're like the twisters that used to get the Walker's twisters. I gotta say, potatoes, quality crisp right there, quality crisp. So we were staying in this one restaurant bit, and we stay there, and a couple seconds go by, and then I hear from behind me, "I'm here now," and I look behind me, and I see a robot carrying food with a cat face on it. So Tom, tell them about the cat.
This is gonna be a really, really deep cut. But if anyone who's listening to this has played, I think it's called Voices from the Void. It's a newish game. There is a robot cat in that called Kerfer, and it's basically the same. It was like this. It was like this kind of like robotic food delivery machine, and it had like a cat face on it and small cat ears.
Yep.
And every time it would go past someone, it'd be like, "I'm here now."
So you go to Japan.
Somehow, yeah, literally, they're over there. They're living in the future in Ireland. They got robots serving people. You know, they got tech tournaments, unlike the West Midlands.
Yeah, they're 6 months ahead of us because of Brexit.
they got future releases because the French were like, yes, we can screw the British over with our dealings with Catalyst. Yes. So after going through about 1 million, I'm here now, which we managed to get some shared camaraderie from the people around us going, what the fuck is going on with this? We finally got to the gate in which we were delayed again. And if you know planes, 2 wings, a few engines on them, you know that the services, if they go over 2.5 hours, I believe, they have to give you a refund. If you don't take off within 2.5 hours of being delayed, they give you compensation and whatnot.
It's a full refund.
So at 2 hours and 29 minutes, they let us on the plane and we took off.
It was the most bullshit thing ever.
So that was about 8:00, 8:30. So we finally get back at 10:00. We get through and we're both absolutely shattered at this point. We're shattered, we're sweaty, all our clothes are dirty and on fire. I miss the cows, the pigs and the sheep and stuff, I really do. So then we finally get back onto the Skyline monorail thing, get on the train, and we finally get home. I got home about 12:00. What about you, Tom?
I probably got home about the same time. I was absolutely shattered.
I
had work the next day at 5:30. Well, I had to get up for 5:30 the next day to go to work.
Well, you
as
see,
well, I
my
imagine.
my brain is that big and engorged and swelling and leaking out my ears that I actually had the day off the next day, in which I woke up and went straight to the gym.
That's fair. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm impressed, to be honest. That was an impressive move.
I'm impressed that you remember all this stuff from that long ago.
yeah, that was. That's the Irish Nationals. Dublin's lovely. It does literally just feel like you go on a plane to Birmingham, you get off the plane in Wolverhampton. Like literally, Dublin's just big Wolverhampton. That's the only way I can describe it.
I don't know.
It's a bit nicer than Wolves.
Like that.
It still seems like a very British town. I will say. I know, no offense. I know, but it is literally like very similar to like Manchester and those kinds of places. Liverpool, I guess, would probably be the most it.
It's a very Anglo town, I suppose I might say.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely shouldn't say that.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, more importantly, so thank you for that recap, Nathan. I suppose more and more importantly is if they do it again, which I assume they might be doing it again.
The next Irish Nationals is in Belfast.
Yeah.
Which is, from what I've been told somewhere, I do need to watch out about making jokes about them being British still.
Okay.
Even though they are actually British up there. Literally, I'll say that. I said, like, oh yeah, it's in Belfast next time, so I'm going to have to go over there. And everyone's like, oh, you can't go walking out on your own in there. Oh, you got to watch out where you go, and you can only stay to the middle. I was like, Jesus, is that bad?
So
next year he'll be there, and I'm going to put in effort. I'm going to put in time. I'm going to practice, and I will be the English Irish Nationals champion.
Cool.
Or Tom will. One of us will. Okay.
And so obviously you are planning to go again. Would you recommend it?
Oh, absolutely. Get yourself down to that. I believe they do the English one in Leeds, maybe.
I think so.
That's where it was last time.
I think they're talking about this year doing the English Nationals at the UK Games Expo with, I think, Dwayne and Lorcan, who you've met, will be looking to run that.
That'd be good.
Is what I've heard. But obviously
Wales has recently had one which I was too busy to attend, which I do apologise. I would love to have won that one as well.
The English Welsh champion.
the English, Welsh and Irish and Scottish champion.
You just become the UK champion at that point.
No, if he doesn't win,
do the entire Cromwell circuit.
So yes.
But yeah, I would absolutely love to go. If you can get to any of them, there's regionals and nationals. Go to them. It's a great time. Everyone's great laugh. It's all just some good crack. Recommend it 100%.
It's not actually good crack. It's a CRAIC. Just I feel like
it's fine. We get it. Anyway, so thank you very much for talking that through us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do then is we're going to have a pop to a little break, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. We're back.
Free sports car with marriage, unencumbered car enthusiast 36. Insightfully witty with Travolta looks, 5'11", 165. Seeks slim, witty, and pretty atypical partner to accompany me along the highway of life. Likes salads, R's, Picasso, pizza, and Flintstones. Creative card / photo must.
Okay, well that's a lovely dating profile there, Dom.
Flintstones.
Anyway, we're going to carry on with Mech of the Week. This week,
young male vampire seeks other vampires to share the shadowy side of unlife with. Looking for friendships that will last several lifetimes. Blood donors also welcomed.
Anyway,
no, they'll even know.
Anyway, Mech of the Week this week is the Banshee, obviously on theme with the whole Irish thing. Dom told me
because Banshee is an Irish ghost.
Yeah, I think that's what you say. Anyway, Dom can't have any more of those dating profiles. We can carry on, I'm sure. So anyway, Banshee, it's been around for quite a while, walking off the production lines in 2445. walking around at the same time as the Mackie and the Emperor, so some of the first mechs coming out. This mech was designed with close range combat in mind. It didn't have many weapons on account of it having a General Motors 380 engine, which for that point was actually made it quite fast for an assault mech, and still not a slow assault mech now. But unless it could actually get its weight into combat, it struggled to deal with a lot of the mechs out at this time period and wasn't a very popular mech because of this. The mech stopped being produced, well, that version of the mech anyway, stopped being produced in 2485 as more efficient mechs replaced it. Later on, there were some other variants. Most notably is the one in 3026, which is made on Hexperts 2, which I think is like a kind of combined kind of operation between the FedCom, so it's Federated Suns and the Lyrans, to do the Banshee 3C, which was the slower mech because it put a smaller engine in, but it is got a lot more guns.
Smaller engine, more guns.
Smaller engine, more guns, which is the mech that we kind of see a lot more often now because it's the plastic mech that we have.
Is that the 3E?
So the 3E is the base one. The 3S is the one that we've got models for. But there are in the plastic model. Okay. There is a 3E model, but it's not as popular. Metal. It's not as popular. Yeah, I'm sure they might. If you put it in a sock, you could beat someone to death with it. So it is. It's just a. Oh, I suppose you'll be able to go through what that mech has. It doesn't have a lot of guns.
Yes, I can. So the Banshee 3E is a 95-ton mech, as you've said. It's got a Star League XT chassis, a Magna Hellstar PPC in the right torso, an Imperator I autocannon 5 in the left torso. It's got a small laser mounted in the head. It's also got a head-mounted medium laser.
No, that's a lie. That shouldn't be there. Not again.
Or you something like 5 mechs ago when I just said they've all got medium lights in my head afterwards. So it's also got a General Motors 380 engine, as I said, letting it go 54 kilometers per hour, which is, say it with me, 35. Yeah. It's got 16 single heat sinks, and it is 9.5 million credits, C-bills, which is 1.29 Banshee, no, 2.29 longbows per Banshee, which I would not want 1 1/3 longbows instead of a Banshee personally. It's also 1400 BV and BV2.
Oh no, I was wrong on the speed. It's 64 kilometers an hour. This is the fast one.
Oh my god!
This is the fast Banshee. The one.
So it's 4.6.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing.
Look,
of that.
I can only apologise for my
conspirator.
Not even co-conspirator. My brain's just stopped working. My co-host. That's the word I was looking for. My co-host's inability to come up with these facts. He's just straight up lying there.
I did work out that it's 1.29 longbows per Banshee.
Yeah, but you didn't do it for BV, did you?
No, I did not.
Don't worry about it. So, Tom, go through a couple of the variants for us, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, please.
Please.
Please, please.
What am I?
The nightmares. They're back from again.
Come on, Jack.
Oh no! It's former President. Oh, what's his name?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, you just had a Biden moment. You can't even remember his name.
I just fell over cycling like Biden. It's all over. It's all Joe Biden.
Guys to extend the right hand of fellowship with. Need to have a sense of humour and fun. Laid back, be under 34.
Well, you just got to fight through it. You just got to fight through it.
Circle jerk sword.
No.
Okay, cool. So now that lovely interludes thinking, we're going to look at the. I'm getting sidetracked. The BNC 1E, which is the original design first produced in 2445 under the guidance of supervising engineer Irina Bendikov. This Banshee variant carries the PPC, AC5 and small laser of the later 3E, as well as a pair of medium lasers. As one of the largest mechs produced with primitive technology, the engine was restricted to a top speed of 54 kilometers an hour. More than 22 tons of primitive armor provided protection to the mech warrior. The poor top speed of the Banshee 1E was the core design obstacle later engineers would try to overcome in the 3E series. They succeeded, but at the cost of firepower.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, what really is primitive armor? Because
it's
we have like ablative armor nowadays, so I thought that would be the same thing they'd put onto the battle mechs.
We've talked about it before. It's better than what we've got now, but not as good as the generic kind of battle mech armor. So it's you've
unless you want me to go through the bar system.
Yeah, there's a whole bar thing, isn't there? Yeah, it's quite a
yeah.
I think isn't the primitive armor like twice as good as what we got now, or
Yeah, I think modern armor's bar 5. Primitive armor, I want to say, is bar 8.
Yeah,
I think it's bar 10, but
bar 8.
Yeah.
She.
So yeah, it's not bad.
Next up,
it's not bad. It's just not as good as the latest armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. So now we have the very, very, very nice BNC 3S, which is the Defiance Industries attempt to turn the Banshee into a typical assault mech. Assisted by Davian technicians, they replaced the bulky GM engine with a lighter Pitband 285. While this reduces its maximum speed to 54 kilometers an hour, it also frees up a great deal of room for weapons. The mech is armed with a mismatched pair of PPCs, the original torso-mounted Magna and a Donal version in the arm, for long-range support, supported by an Imperator B autocannon 10 to engage an enemy at intermediate ranges. 4 Magna Mark II medium lasers and a Harpoon 6 SRM-6 launcher are arrayed for short-range combat, and finally a second small laser rounds out the weapon payload. 5 more heatsinks were added, though overheating remains a problem, and its armouring remains the same as the 3E.
This is a mech that I like. I like this mech.
I mean, it definitely seems like a bit of an upgrade.
Oh, it's a massive upgrade. If you want that speed and that the previous one has, then obviously you want that. But like, if you want just a good all-round assault mech, I think the Banshee 3S is hard to beat. Really, I think. Although there is a later version. There's a lot of later versions. They kind of carry on with this version, kind of going forward.
Whoa, Liz, what's the next version? Is it by any chance the Banshee 5S?
It is, and they do one. I think they do one every number after this.
We're going to skip a couple though.
Yes, definitely.
Because fucked if we're talking about all of them. The BNC 5S, which is a upgrade of the 3S, Kel Surprise. Using Starleague technology, the 5S replaces the engine with an XL engine and uses double heatsinks to save weight, restoring its top speed to a whopping 64.8. The mech is armed for long-range combat with a Poland main model A Gauss rifle and 2 Defiance 1001 ERPPCs. For close ranges, the mech has a Tharhez Maxi SRM-6, 4 Defiance B3M medium lasers, and 2 Defiance B3S small lasers. It is also equipped with an Angst Clear Channel 3 comm system, and this runs you a absolutely whopping 2065 BV. However, I think this is an absolute killer.
What heat sinks do you say it's got again?
It's got double, so I'm going to guess it's going to be 16 double.
So you're not ready to fire. I suppose the Gauss rifle actually is going to be one heat, isn't it? So oh yeah, so I suppose you'll get off your long range stuff pretty easy, to be honest. Yeah, actually that is a killer actually for those points. Ooh, I might have to think about this.
Sometimes, contrary to popular belief of my co-stars, sometimes I actually come out with good takes.
Cool. So I guess we're going to do a 1-2 skip a few 99-100 kind of thing. So.
A little bit, yeah. We're going to 1-2 skip a few a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to 1-2 skip a few to the last one we're going to talk about today, which is the BNC 12S.
What?
Yeah, we've actually skipped more than...
I skipped quite a few there.
Yeah, skipped 5. So, the BNC 12S is a Dark Age variant that uses a clan spec XL engine to reach the top speed of 64 mile an hour. It feels like 64 kilometers an hour, is pretty much the peak of what is it's the peak of what is capable by the Banshee, which, to be fair, 4.6, it's not terrible.
I don't know. I feel like you can make it go faster though, like dropping out of a plane. That would definitely make it go a bit faster.
Hit fucking terminal velocity on the way out. Well, short of hitting terminal velocity, I think this is the fastest it's going to get. So, it's got an endosteel skeleton used to free weight up, and all of this free weight now carries an ERPPC, a Gauss rifle, another ERPPC, and an SRM-6. The SRM ammo and Gauss rifle are in the left torso and are protected by case. 2 tons of Gauss rifle ammo is carried in the left leg. The remaining weapons in ER small laser in the head and center torso, and 4 ER medium lasers in the right torso are built to clan standards. 14 double heat sinks are fitted in the engine. The remaining weight is devoted to armor, providing vast amounts of protection.
No, this is a Banshee with some chest hair.
This runs you 2,562 BV. I think that this is a little bit hot to my liking. It's a little bit warm.
It does seem very toasty. But so before this one, I was generally thinking this is going to be like on an A to Z scale. This is going to be like, or A to F, I should say. This would be like a D or a like high C. I'd say high C, but no, that's bumped up a bit with this version of it. I really like this version.
I think.
No, I can't, Lewis. I can't tell what Nathan thinks of the Banshee.
I like it.
Sounds like you like it. Yeah, I think. To be honest, I think as soon as they kind of get into like the 3S and above, I don't think they really kick out too many bad versions. There's one. I'm just quickly looking through. There's an 8S that's got triple strength MIMO, which I assume that might bump it up into going faster than the 64, but I'm not sure.
64, yeah. But not sure.
Not sure. Some C3 versions, yeah, they're quite similar loadouts. I think they're kind of the S series, but
are we gonna have to do a C3 episode?
At some point we might do, but not right now. It's still early days. But yeah, but obviously as I suppose we were talking about. So Nathan, you seem quite keen on the Banshee.
Very keen on this Banshee in particular.
Tom, what's your
call this?
Yeah, Tom, what's your opinion
on the Banshee? I think it's a good mech that gets overshadowed by others. Do I think it's bad? No. But do I think it's brilliant? Also no. And I think it falls into this unfortunate middle category where it's not shit enough for me to care about it because it's funny, and it's not good enough for me to care about it because it's good. I think it's just a pretty solid mech that I wouldn't be upset if someone said, Tom, today you're riding in a Banshee, but then I also wouldn't just be really happy. You know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah, I'd say I wasn't too keen to start with because I've always looked at them as being the 3E, but when I got the 3S model, I was like, actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I genuinely think they're good. Like, they're just solid, and I think it kind of falls into the. I feel like the Thunderbolt should fall into the same category, but it doesn't.
I was going to say,
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's because the Thunderbolt has ammo everywhere and explodes, but I think this is kind of...
Yeah, and that's why it's... So this one isn't... This is just a solved Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I think if you got the Battlemaster and the Banshee in the same kind of room, I'd say obviously they're kind of fulfilling, I think, the similar kind of roles, really. I suppose they're kind of a bulwark going up the middle, aren't they? They're not the fastest thing, but they kind of cover all ranges. They're a good assault mech, I suppose, but like you said, they're not focusing on one range in particular.
Yeah, I don't. If I'm being super honest, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just like, it's all right.
No, some people aren't keen because they don't like it. It's got a very human silhouette, but
actually, no. There is only. Okay, no. It's like a B tier, except there is one S tier version of the Banshee.
What's that?
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No, carry on. Go and say
Nathan, you are going to have to find this for the YouTube version.
Oh no!
But it is the special pilot card version.
Oh yeah,
for one of the mercenary groups. I'm not sure which one it is. I feel like it might be the Aerodani Lighthorse.
It's the Aerodani Lighthorse. It's
for the Aerodani Lighthorse, where it is literally Joker-fied Banshee with a clown hat on. It's the best, and I unfortunately haven't 3D printed a little Joker hat for one. But if I was to say what is the best Banshee ever, it is that one.
The thing is that hat is like bigger than a car.
It's entirely impractical, and also strangely, no other mech in the entirety of the game that I've seen has, like, you know when they do the special pilot cards, I've never seen one that has things added onto it.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are repaints, aren't they? There's nothing.
Yeah, that's the only one that I've seen that has materially different bits.
I think the only pilot card that can really get to that level is, I think it's the Legionnaire, where it's just the angry coffee guy. He's like, my coffee store got destroyed. He's like the cabbage guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
True. There's a few real, whichever people put those in from the Kickstarter are real. You're a real one.
Just trying to see. Yeah, it's a cool. It's I forgot about that, but it is a funny one. I'm trying to remember.
How could you forget about the iconic Banshee?
But yeah, cool. Well, that's everything for the Banshee. Should we pop to a little break and come back with the mailbag, which is about to explode, thanks to the guys tonight, and the outro.
It's too full.
He's like a tanuki again. We will be shortly. All right. Catch you guys on the flip side. And we're back. Back from the little break. And we're back with Nathan's mail sack and the outro. But it's quite a full sack tonight. Do you want me to start, Nathan? Do you want me to read? What?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you ever think that in 3 years, like not even 10 years, in 3 years we'll look back at this and just go, those innuendos were a bit on the nose?
No.
I think they're quite nuanced, to be honest.
No, because I don't either. Anyway, let's go on. I want to hear about Nathan's bursted sack.
Okay, so I'm going to reach into the sack and the moist, wet sack and see what I can find.
This is just getting worse.
Yeah, the first thing I pull out is a message from Texan Rich. Which actually, he sent us this 24 days ago.
Rich, I'm so sorry. I will take. I'm actually gonna take responsibility. I've just been absolutely slammed at work and have just been honking meing when I get home. These guys have been trying to get me to record for literally 2 weeks. It's completely my own fault, and we will do better in the future. Hopefully, maybe not. Maybe we'll just get worse.
Super.
Probably worse. A lot worse.
I'm actually just gonna get worse.
Okay. Do I? I'm not going to do a Texan accent because it's not going to go down well. But Rich says, morning, afternoon, evening, folks. As usual, love the podcast episodes. Keep up the great work.
Nathan, that doesn't sound like a Texan.
So I said I'm not going to do it. Nathan, happy to hear your sack was so stuffed with those notes from dedicated listeners. Also, I'm going to try the upside down hoodie idea. Not sure how the wife will feel about it.
Okay, I need to. Is this like a episode that I wasn't part of joke?
Yeah. But I will let her know it's the latest British sensation in British style. Right up there with leather elbow patches and Austin Powers glasses. Tom, missed you on the latest episode. Your insight has been so influential on this generation of Battletech players. No, seriously, Tom is my favourite. To all other brackets people of the podcast, you're also great. But I mean, how do you compete with Engaged Mousesack and all the knowledge of the Battletech universe? I think that means me and Dom just aren't as cool.
Look, I'm gonna be super honest here. I have no idea why I'm your favourite member of the Hexperts. I consistently have dog shit opinions and don't even turn up. I'm ordering you to get better taste.
Cool.
Tom is the Frank Ocean of the Hexperts.
Also,
I don't fucking know what that means, but sure.
Great job with your
No one that listens to the Battletech podcast will know what that means.
No.
Anyway,
also great job. We just stole a list of events, which didn't work out very well this week because Mike hasn't put any new events up to steal. I love hearing about things happening in places I've never heard of. And Tuesday in Handle Breadham, there's a classic event at Dragons Knickers Games, which is actually true.
Yeah,
that is actually what places are called.
I mean, that's just living in the UK.
Yeah,
I do apologise that we don't have such amazing creative names as New Handle Breadham like they do over there.
I mean, to be fair, that's also true. But it is quite funny being on the train in the UK, and it'd be like, next stop,
Smethwick.
Our next stop will be Cambridge Parkway.
Cockfosters is my favourite.
Oh yeah, the Cockfosters. Yeah, that's
When you're off the train in London and it's like, next stop, Cockfosters. Missus, I'm sure it is.
Anyway, in all seriousness, this is my favourite
Welcome
podcast.
to Spread'em.
This is going for an emotional bit now. You'll keep it like banter in top notch. Keep banter in top notch banter as far as banter's concerned. In all seriousness, you should be proud of what the show you're putting on and keep it up. See, I told you, Dom. People love us. It says we'd love Tex and Rich.
we love you too, Rich. Thank you. The feedback does actually we do piss about a lot, but the feedback does mean a lot to us. We do this as like a bit of like a jokey hobby thing for us, but it is actually quite fun to do, and it's nice to just see people enjoying it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what keeps us. That's what keeps us doing it when we do it.
Yeah, if you turn up. Anyway, so does anyone? I've got a message from our buddy John in the UAE, or UAE John is now calling. We decided. Does anyone want to read that, or do you want me to go through that one?
Go on.
I will do it. Question for the mail sack. Should battle armor be considered standard equipment for Classic? Loads of tournaments stateside seem to consider them as a core part of the game, whereas other vehicles are a no. The rules for them are like 2 pages long in the Clan Invasion box. They seem to be accepted in a way the combined arms aren't. In some places, then not in others. What's the Hexpert take? I think with the new stuff in Mercenaries, the answer is yes, everything should be accepted.
I think
because
we
just don't have to worry about it anymore.
I think John's asking. Obviously, I think he's more implying that this using full classic rules for.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you're gonna use full classic rules, you should have vehicles and battle armor.
Whether or not you're using them as battlefield supports or whether you're using them as normal, I think that. It's a bit of a learning curve because we've mainly just been doing mech on mech for those who are just getting into hobby with the news releases. But I think that it all should just be key parts of it. You should play people have you might not like it, but you should be playing against people who have like entire tank armies with like conventional infantry and everything. And I think it should all be considered a core part of the
and then you can call it bullshit because it is.
look at me! I don't have to generate any heat, and I have a million pounds of armor on me.
It's kind of it is. It's funny.
It's fun.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't use them too often, but I think they're not bad for just the full classic rules. But especially if you're doing something in the Merc system where you've got even more streamlined rules, they're so fast to use that you might as well use them in that. And then obviously the other vehicles aren't far off that as well. But I think they're fine for both, but especially if you're just using the battlefield support battle armor as well, because that's just so easy to use, and it's not, there's not much you really have to read through to be able to use that. Then again, there's not really that much for the standard battle armor either.
No, there isn't. No.
Cool. So that actual question we had probably at the start of the month again, but then speaking to John tonight, John has another question for us, which is, what's the worst / most objectively bad mech that you consistently use and why? So what do you?
That's a
interesting
tough one. Yeah,
I think I use a wide range of shit mechs.
Yeah.
I think the mech that I think people would consider bad that I really like to use would be the standard Thunderbolt, the 5S.
I used the Wolverine quite a lot back in the day, and I think that's
like the Wolverine's considered like the top mech.
Period. I'm having a look at my little cabinet next.
Top of the bin pile, more or less.
I think I think for me the Thunderbolt is probably the top one in this category for me. I do like the Rifleman, the Hunchback, and the Centurion. The Centurions I think is pretty mid. The Rifleman and the Hunchback both suffer from having really bad rear armor.
Yeah, I think I'd say the Baboon, especially during early like Clan Invasion timing, because all you have is like 3 LRM5s, and that's kind of like pissing in the wind when it comes to Clan Invasion era.
I'm gonna say it's probably I think the worst in my eyes is probably the Cyclops.
Yeah, that's fair.
But a second one, which I think is objectively bad, I think is the Cyclops. The one that people would probably say is the worst is my fascination with the Raven. I really like the Raven that has the LRM-15 on it.
I think
Is it great? No, but I think it's a fun little, like, it's not what you'd expect from a Raven.
Yeah, I think
So I like using it.
Yeah, I think the Raven itself is. I think it's a nuanced mech to use. I think if you want a straight up brawl, that's not the mech to bring.
It's the worst, yeah. So I think probably the Raven, or my actual favorite is the Cyclops.
Cool.
Yeah, I love. I don't know why. I just think they're fun.
They are,
Even though they are a bit shit.
The new plastic for the Cyclops, I think, really helps it. It really helps it, because the older model's got some character, but the new plastic is really, it's very good.
I still need to paint up the new one from the PAX box, the Black Remnant Command Lance with all the missile launchers. I need to do that one. Yeah,
I've not that one too much. Is that one? I think we've talked about it. It's not crazy much better, is it? From what I gathered, but it's just.
Oh no, it's
fun.
terrible.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. And Dharma, if you're still awake, do you have a worst mech you take?
Probably the Pax Hunter.
Yeah.
It does. I think it's just because it misses and it gets its gun blown up.
It has
Probably
one
the
job.
Pax Hunter.
Just shoot big gun, and it does not shoot big gun half the time.
It does
one gun and it misses most of the time.
Yeah, I think that does happen to you specifically quite a lot, which is funny.
That's actually. It's funny that Dom actually has a legitimate BattleTech take.
Yeah, he has. We just play games sometimes.
I'm just confused. Like, Dom will throw out an actual take, and I'm just like, that isn't a joke. He's been
it's been real.
But yeah, cool. So that is a cool question. I quite like that one, and obviously it's got us thinking. But yeah, got me thinking. I need to do some more Thunderbolt. I need to do the Thunderbolt, the jumping Thunderbolt. I need to get one of those on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, absolutely.
And last question, which is quite an interesting question, really. It's from House. House has been asking, what plans or goals the Hexperts podcast want to progress to? Do you guys want to keep podcasting as a hobby that will go on until its natural end, or do you have goals in mind to develop Hexperts into something? It's not a funny question from this week. He's obviously apologising, but I think he's obviously. So I mentioned the House, as well as us talking about maybe doing a podcast with the opposite way of doing the podcast, where it might be Dom teaching us a different game, which could be a possibility. And also, a lot of us are into different games at different points, so we talked about doing some different episodes, maybe Heresy, maybe Marvel Crisis Protocol, but I don't know if we'd put them under the Hexperts banner, but we could do. So it's something we've talked about, but I don't know if we've put anything into.
Well, personally,
yeah,
I want 5 more billion episodes.
5 more billion.
To get to the point where we have to talk about the history of Andrew Kerensky's left nutsack. We've exhausted everything until we've covered all mechs and all their variants and revisited them to go back over them again.
I
want to milk this Battletech teat dry. But in all seriousness, I just want to make a show that, who knows, it might reach out to people who don't know Battletech, and now they'll know a bit about Battletech, and at least we'll have a look at it after hearing us ramble on for a few hours, hoping to, make the community a bit more together, and also, if possible, have it so I pay for all my war dollies or whichever game through it, which would be quite funny.
Yeah, and if you want to pay for Nathan's war dollies, you can send him some money on the code.
Please don't.
All of us have a plastic crack addiction. Yeah,
we do.
That is true, but I would just say, please don't send us money. Don't.
You can if you want.
If you want to send us money, we are very appreciative of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't.
It'll help the podcast still run, so you can listen to us for chat shit for even longer.
Yeah, we won't give Tom any money because we don't like him anyway.
No, Tom doesn't earn any money. But yeah,
I literally don't do anything for the podcast. I turn up and talk shit for 2 hours.
Apparently, you're the favourite member for Rich.
Well, this is news to me.
But I love doing the podcast. I enjoy editing it whenever I actually get the time to edit it.
And if your computer doesn't blow itself up after you've done half of the episode.
That's true. Or no, that was the actual YouTube episode. You know, the one with the funny stick bug meme. Yeah. Sad face. But yeah, that's like half a year of progress just gone. Anyway, but yeah, if we can get to be an actual size YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever presence, and make some money, that would be absolutely amazing. But at the moment, I'm just about making a game, talking about, or making a podcast chatting about Battletech and finding out new stuff about Battletech maybe, and hanging out with people who also love Battletech and introducing people to it. So yeah. What about you, Tom? You got any plans for the progression of the Hexperts?
I'll be honest. This is just a part of the hobby for me. I like Battletech. I like hobby, and this is just nice to spend some time with people that I enjoy spending time with, just talking about something. We've talked, before. I think everyone's gone through this, or at least I've gone through this. Is that you talk. You chat shit with people and you go, actually, do you think other people would want to hear this? And a lot of the time you go, or at least I 100% to begin with was like, no one's ever going to want to listen to us waffle on. And I thought genuinely the first podcast we put out, no one was going to listen to. And if we did actually get any engagement, it'd just be someone telling us to shut the fuck up and just no one wants to listen to us. And I've just been absolutely blown away by the amount of people that actually do listen, and it's so lovely. So I'll be honest, I'm gonna keep going until people no longer want to listen to us. Because
they're gonna stop you.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna, whether people listen to me or not, I'm gonna chat shit. So if people want to listen to us, I'm happy to put that on the internet. And I think for me, I don't really care how big it gets. Would it be nice if we had some more presence? Yeah, 100%. But it is what it is, and it's as long as people that listen to it like it. That's really all I care about, to be honest.
Cool. And Dom, if you're still awake, do you have any input?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to see where it goes more than anything. Obviously, recording Hexperts is always good fun. It's what we do, even if we weren't recording, right? We're just here to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And now I get to pretend that I know something about Battletech while I'm doing it. So yeah, that's always fun. I think in terms of the future of the podcast, at the end of the day, the best thing that the audience can do is just sort of let us know if they like it or not. Tell us if you like Hexperts, if you don't like Hexperts, what you think Hexperts could be better at would be useful as well. And if you do like it, then you can always drop us a coffee. If you like, you can buy us a coffee on our Ko-fi link. But for now, it's just another part of the hobby, as Tom said.
Cool. And as I mentioned earlier, we might do the backwards episode of Dom teaching us a game at some point as well. But yes, cool. But Nathan's mouse sack, I can see it now, flapping in the wind. It has been emptied. He's lying on his back, heavily breathing.
Oh, God.
So I need people to know that this is being forced onto me.
Nathan's mouse sack.
I just want people to know this before.
Yeah. Put the mail in the bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to come up with when we start these episodes. So
it's not that
they are truly the most disgusting.
Anyway, so thank you for listening to us in this episode. Please remember to like, favorite, subscribe, ring bells, share to your mom, your dad, your uncle, your unks.
Jingle jangle.
Your unks. I don't know what unks are today. But whatever else, other people.
It's you, Lewis. It's you. You're the unk.
Share with some space aliens. any feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, once again, thank you for all of the Plastic Crack team for putting on an amazing event, and I can't wait for even more.
Super. Yeah, agreed. And hopefully we might see them before, but if not, we're probably going to see them at the UK Games Expo. But yes, if you've got any feedback for us, please feel free to use any of the contact points in the description of the episode. Discord, we use that quite regular because I can keep track of that easier. But obviously,
I need to get better at that. I'll be honest. I'm the worst. I am gonna get better. If you want any of us, just add us.
Yeah,
and we'll get back to you at some point.
Or feel free to email as well. Or if you contact us in some way, we'll probably will see it at some point, hopefully before the next episode. If not, poke us again or message on another method. We want to have correspondence from you, and also if you've got any interesting things going on with Battletech events, etc., please let us know and we can talk about it or let people know, especially within the UK. But even if it's not within the UK, we like to hear about what goes on elsewhere in the world.
Absolutely. Also, tell us what you want to hear about. We can talk at length about pretty much anything in Battletech. So what I would like is for you guys, the people that sort of keep us going, to tell us what you want. If it's just random bits of Battletech lore, there's loads we can talk about. I can come up with millions. Yeah. But what would be nice is if you guys would say actually, I'd like for you to talk about this, or have you heard about this? And we'll go, that's insane. We need to talk about it.
Yeah. Talking about random bits of Battletech lore, it's getting to the spooky season now. We might have a spooky episode.
I think next week is spooky episode, isn't it?
I think it's spooky episode.
Spooky.
So be prepared to shit your pants. See you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye.
Lewis, what the fuck?
I want mechs. 18-year-old looking for hot, sexy, well-built mechs. Very into robots and corn and not afraid to use his hands. Must listen to punk. I am Davion and sexy. Call me